Greetings and salutations, everybody, and welcome to the CanUK podcast. The podcast done by fans, for fans, of everything nerdy. I am your host, Lord X, and I welcome you to the show today. And joining me today, my co-host, once again, it's Isreal Pacheco.
Do, 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 do.
Turning into Fandango now.
Oh, no, yeah. No. Yeah, I'm doing pretty good this week.
That's good to hear, man. That's good to hear. Once again this week, we don't have another random segment, but never fear, next week, since it's the last show before May, that means Games of the Month is coming up.
There's a lot of stuff in May, too.
Quite a bit, yeah.
It's pretty much May I Take Your Money month, because there's a bunch of stuff. There's a bunch of stuff that I might not get everything, but there's a lot of things I'm interested in.
Yeah, same here. But we do have quite a few news stories this week, and without wasting any more time with an intro, we're going to dive right into those. And Izzy, I do believe you have our first story for the week.
So the first story we got here is that the Suicide Squad is going to take on the Joker and Batman in Assault on Arkham. Assault on Arkham is a straight-to-DVD/Blu-ray release from DC. They've released several of these over the last couple of years, these straight-to-DVD Blu-ray releases, and they've been pretty good for the most part, the ones that I've seen. And at the end of Arkham Origins, which I'm actually playing through, but I've kind of heard, the post-end credit scene is, this kind of Easter egg moment with Deadshot, and there's, rumors that not Rocksteady, but WB Montreal was going to be working on a game using the Suicide Squad, but now it seems that it's going to be a spin-off in, animation instead of a game, which is pretty cool. I did see the trailer, though, and it did look kind of strange. It felt like a cluster, like it just, there was something off about it. And Kevin Conroy's back as Batman, which he's amazing as Batman. He's my favorite version of Batman. And Troy Baker's doing, his Mark Hamill impression as the Joker, because Mark Hamill said he was done with the character after Arkham City, I believe. So I'm, cautiously optimistic with this one. I am a big fan of Batman. I'm going to be talking a lot about Batman later on in the show. But I don't know. I saw the trailer and it kind of left me confused a bit. I just didn't know exactly what was going on, and why is the Suicide Squad going up against Batman and Joker. It was just really strange. What did you think about this trailer?
Intrigued, I guess. On one hand, like you said, it does seem a little bit clustered with so many people, but, well, that's going to happen when you have a team movie, basically. But I am looking forward to this for two reasons, those being, one, the Arkham universe, or Arkhamverse, they're calling it, is probably one of my favorites now, thanks to the Arkham games. And secondly, DC animated movies are usually top-notch quality. Like, DC may fuck up with the live-action stuff, but animated-wise, they're usually hitting the nail on the head every single time. So, for that reason, I am looking forward to this one.
Yeah, pretty much the same for me. Like I said, I've seen several of their animated films, and they've been pretty good for the most part.
It's kind of cool, too, that we're getting the Suicide Squad in this. They've been getting some real popularity as of late. Everything from, well, Batman Arkham Origins, as you mentioned, to even on the TV series Arrow. They've been involved on that now, so yeah, it's cool seeing that team get a little bit of push because they're interesting and they're quite fun to watch.
hmm What was kind of probably what threw me off about the trailer is that the games themselves have a very dark style to them,
Hmm.
and the animation,
Yeah.
didn't look dark. It looked like just a traditional DC animation. It didn't look anything like the animated series, which of course was hugely influential in the creation of both the original Arkham games, Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, and of course Arkham Origins.
Yep.
So that's probably what threw me off the most. That it just looked very colorful and
Yeah.
it had like a really big range of colors, I guess. That's how you would say it. But it didn't look
Yeah.
dark enough for me, I guess. But we'll see. It might work out.
Hmm. Speaking of things mighting working out, that phrase was weird, but
You
uh,
almost had it. You almost had it.
yeah. Uh, Terminator Genesis has started filming. Yeah, that's right. Skynet is once again self-aware.
Mhm.
Uh, yeah, they've begun principal photography in New Orleans yesterday on April 21st. So, yay! How this movie turns out is going to be anybody's guess at this point.
Mhm. Yeah, I have no idea how this is going to turn out. I actually enjoyed the reboot that they did. I didn't think it was as bad as
I did
people
too.
said it was, and I enjoyed the little CG cameo, the CG version of Arnold. I thought it was a cool nod to the previous films, but this one, I'm not really excited about it. I gotta be honest, and I'm a fan of the Terminator films. At least, the third movie gets a lot of, crap.
Hmm.
It wasn't that bad. The reboot wasn't that bad. Two, of course, is the best in the franchise and a landmark film in science fiction.
Hmm.
But this, I'm not really excited for it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to wait till I see a trailer or
Mm.
anything before I set any kind of expectations up for this one.
Yeah, it could go either way. It
Mm,
could be really good. It could be really bad. Um,
mhm.
I don't. It's kind of confusing that they just keep, you know, trying this again. 'Cause it's not like they already tried to do a reboot and that was a continuation of the previous films in a way, even if it was a different studio. Now I guess it's going to be a complete reboot. I don't know if they're going to keep similar storylines. I know they have new actors playing the lead roles.
Mhm.
Arnold is supposed to be in there in some sort of capacity. Um, I don't know. We'll see how it turns out. It seems sometimes Hollywood likes to milk franchises until they're dead, but I might be being a little too harsh. I don't know. Maybe it's just, you know, being a fan of two and nothing ever came close to that in terms of the sequels. But that's kind of hard to follow up. There's a lot of movies that happens with it.
Yep.
There's, like a landmark film within a trilogy or something that you can't get past.
Yep. Yeah, very true. All right. Well, that's going to do it for our movie TV news. So let's dive into our gaming goodness for this week.
So the first story, gaming related, that we have here is that Suikoden 2 is likely coming to the PlayStation Network.
Woo!
And this is of note because this is a very expensive
Yes.
PlayStation RPG. I
Yes,
don't know where
indeed.
it's going about in terms of price right now. I know it was over $100, maybe closer to $200 if you're trying to get, a pretty good copy of the game, complete with the manual, everything, the disc in good condition. It could run up that high in terms of price. So it's great to see this coming to the PlayStation Network. I've never played any of the games in the series, but I've heard a lot of things, especially with the YouTube gaming community. A lot of people bring this game up as being one of the best RPGs of all time.
Yep.
So for people being able, well, having the ability now to download it for I'm sure it'll be $10, $15 around that range on the PlayStation Network. Maybe even cheaper, but since, it's so expensive online, I
Well,
can see them charging, $10 for it.
yeah, it's a PlayStation 1 Classic, so it's either going to
Mhm.
be $5.99 or $9.99.
Yeah, like the Square RPGs
Mm-hmm.
that are $9.99. I'm sure it'll be that price.
Yep.
Even if it isn't a Square RPG, it's a Konami RPG, but
Mm-hmm.
it's cool that more people get to experience this.
Oh, yes. I, for one, am absolutely excited if this news turns out to be real. Simply because Suikoden 2 is the only one I don't own in
Hmm.
this whole series. I have one digitally, but I own physical copies of 3, 4, 5, and
Hmm.
Tactics, so...
Yeah, I'm sure this will turn out to be true. Usually when the ESRB or not the was it the ESRB or a different rating board, rates these
Yeah.
games, it usually means that they're coming
Mm-hmm.
in some capacity. Maybe not right away, maybe a couple of months down the line.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
it'll make sense. So hopefully they have it on the Vita because some of the
Yes.
PlayStation classics aren't on the Vita for whatever reason.
Just a note about that. A lot of them are now. Pretty much
Oh,
most of them
really?
are. Yeah. Like the Crash games, Spyro.
What?
They're all available now on the Vita.
Damn it. And they just had that sale for 99 cents. And I didn't buy it because I thought, damn it. I didn't buy it because, hold up,
Yeah.
I'm grabbing my Vita right now.
They are actually, because I was looking through mine. Stuff like Legend of Dragoon can now be played on the Vita.
Mhm.
And Suikoden 1 actually. I just downloaded that before we started recording.
Wow. They just had that sale too for those of you who don't know or who didn't know. This
Hmm.
huge sale where they had pretty much all the Crash games for 99 cents, all the Spyro games for 99 cents.
Yep.
Those are some of my favorite original PlayStation games. So I'm looking this up right now. I know I had bought at least the first Crash, so it's not too bad. I think the games aren't that much either, like normal price at like $3, $4, or whatever, $5 or
Yep.
let's
Yeah,
see.
they are available now because I was looking through my download list. I'm not sure if they'll appear in the store as available to download onto the Vita. But, well, of course, you can buy them by a PS3 anyway and then go to your download list and download them. But, yeah.
Yeah, because I had tried it a little while ago, like downloading Crash to my Vita through the PS3, and it wasn't working for whatever reason. So I'll give that a try later.
Hmm. Oh, well worth it.
Oh,
Well,
the season 2 The Walking Dead's up on the Vita.
yes, yes it is. More trophies!
Yep. Anyway,
Yes, we kind of got derailed there, so let's get back on track. And everybody loves DLC and everybody loves season passes. Now you can take those on the go because Mario Golf World Tour is getting DLC and a season pass. That's right, even Nintendo's going to dive into the season pass buffet. Not sure
jeez.
how I feel about this, but this is if Nintendo's going to start doing this.
Yeah, I don't want to go into my Nintendo rant because I just had this conversation with a buddy of mine a few days ago. We were texting back and forth how mad we are at Nintendo right now
Hmm.
for all these stupid decisions that they've made, especially after that story came out that they could have partnered with Activision for Skylanders
Hmm.
as an exclusive game to their console. And
Yeah, we don't need that.
that kind of set me off. Anyway, let's get back. Well, I wouldn't say the positive, maybe depending on how you look at it. If you like Mario Golf, personally, I'm not into the Mario Golf games, but
Hmm.
they do have a season pass now, and they do have DLC.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's talk about something good for the Wii U then.
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna go into a rant again. Because they didn't release the Wii version here in the States when it came out in Japan. And I don't see them releasing this version either on the Wii U. But anyway, a Fatal Frame sequel is supposed to be heading to the Wii U. It's going to be, a partnership between the series creators and Nintendo for the Fatal Frame series, as it's known over here in the States. Project Zero in Europe. Just Zero if you live in Japan. And it's going to, take use of the gamepad and all the different features for it, which work perfectly with this series. I haven't played any of the entries in the series, but I've always been intrigued by it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I know about the original Wii version that they did, which I heard was pretty damn good. It just never reached the States. So we'll see if this ever comes out, stateside. Might come out to Europe. It's coming out in Japan. I don't know. They did bring out that 3DS, what is it? Spin-off,
Mm-hmm.
which I do own. What's it called? I forgot.
Game or the
Crap.
camera one?
Yeah, the camera one. Spirit camera. That's what it was called. I remember my brother got that. He got pissed because you need an incredible amount of light to really use a camera, and it brings like a booklet, and he was getting pissed because the 3DS was not registering what was in the booklet, because you got to put the booklet down, use the camera. It's like an AR game.
Oh, okay.
And then the ghosts come out and whatever, and he was getting pissed. He like threw it from like the upstairs to downstairs. He threw the booklet. I was dying. It was so funny. But anyway, hopefully Nintendo brings this stateside, because I would pick it up if they brought it. It's not like we got anything else to play. Yeah, I had to throw my little, jab. And I love Nintendo. I own a Wii U. I own a 3DS. I've owned all their consoles, back to the NES. I don't own a Virtual Boy, but everything else I own. So, oh well.
All right, well, let's move on to our next news story here. And, well, for those of you who like Assassin's Creed, and for those of you who like Borderlands, well, Assassin's Land is coming apparently, because it's being reported that Assassin's Creed Unity will feature 4-player narrative co-op. That could be interesting. Not sure how exactly it's going to work, but
yeah, it doesn't sound like it's going to work. I really have to see this running to have any, sort of high expectations for it. I'm being kind of negative this episode, but I'm a big fan of the Assassin's Creed series. I'll get into my discussion of 4 later on, but Unity, I'm not really excited for, because playing 4, I don't know how the hell they're going to top it, especially with the pirate theme. It just fits it so well. But Unity now adding, 4-player narrative co-op, maybe that's something that they need, jumping into next gen, because that's the, real next gen game. Assassin's Creed 4, of course, was cross-generational. Maybe this is something they're adding new to the series this generation, and that's like their leap forward. Like how they went from 1 to 2, and they added some features, and then they added the boating with 3 and 4. So we'll see. I really have to see how this works. Whenever they show it, it seems like they're going to be showing separate demos at, the major events like E3 in the future. But it could be cool, but at the same time, what I've played of the Assassin's Creed games, it just doesn't seem like it would work in a 4-player narrative scenario. I don't know. It might work, it might not.
Yeah, well, by the sounds of it, this is going to be a separate mode anyway, so...
Yeah, it seems like Call of Duty with how they have, the campaign, they got the multiplayer, and then they got like Spec Ops or whatever other mode, or zombies. So,
yeah. But hey, you know, this is being co-op and not competitive, so I kind of like that bit of it.
Yeah, that's better. I've never
There's,
actually tried the multiplayer in the Assassin's Creed series because I don't really care about it.
yeah, me neither really, but hey, this could be interesting. All right, so let's keep moving with our news stories, and the next four stories, well, release date news madness. That's right, because over the past few days we've actually gotten a lot of release date news, and mostly RPG news actually.
Hmm.
So take us away with the first one, which is probably going to piss a lot of people off given the day that it's coming out
So, oh shit, I just saw the date.
on.
Um, Dragon Age Inquisition is going to be coming out on October 7th in North America and October 10th in Europe for the PS4, Xbox One, PS3, Xbox 360, PC, GameCube, Virtual Boy. No, I'm just playing. But yeah, this is coming out October 7th. Which, if I'm not mistaken, is that the week before Batman or the week of Batman?
That is the week before Batman.
Then what other major release?
On the 7th, we
Yeah.
also have Alien Isolation coming out,
Okay.
and
Yep.
we also have Shadows of Mordor coming out.
Oh. Yep. Yeah, I thought those were the next week with Batman, but they're October 7th. So Dragon Age has been a series that I've never gotten into. I haven't ever given it a try. I haven't played the first game or the second game. I've seen some footage of the new one. It looks pretty cool. I might give it a shot. But being released on October 7th, I sure as hell know that I won't be picking that up. I'll be picking up, at least for me, the Alien game. Shadows of Mordor, I have to see more footage on it. It looks pretty cool. It looks very Assassin's Creed-esque, but in the Lord of the Rings universe.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw a trailer recently, and it kind of looked a little bit cheesy, the story, and it didn't look that impressive visually. Not that I'm a graphics whore, but just my first impressions. It might be amazing when you play it, but for me, on October 7th, it'll be the Alien game, and then the following week, it'll be Batman for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely same with me. Okay, well, next release date we have here is Tales of Xillia 2's Western release date is going to be August 19th in North America and the European territories on August 22nd. And the game was originally released in Japan on November 1st, 2012. So,
And the first one was released like around that same time, right? Last year?
Yep. Last year in August, the first one came out. And of course, when they announced the release date, they announced that, yes, there's going to be a collector's edition as well because we need Lord X to spend more money on this. And this collector's edition will be coming with a figure of the main character, Luger, as well as a metal case or tin case, whatever you want to call them, of the cat character that's in the game.
Mm-hmm.
It's quite cute, to be honest with you.
Yep, you pre-ordered already. No, the pre-orders aren't up yet, I'm sure.
No, I've looked.
Not yet.
There's also going to be a art book, of course, a special, music CD, and a replica pocket watch. So that's pretty damn awesome right there.
Is it gonna be like $100 like the last one was, or is it gonna be more expensive?
They haven't said yet, but given that
so
prices have gone up in Canada, most likely yes.
Oh yeah.
But this will be something I will be picking up for sure. Quite excited for this. I need to get back and go play the first one all the way through. Got so far and then got distracted. But hey, I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah, there's so many Tales games that I'm just lost. It seems like every few months we get like a new one, or we get a re-release of an older one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just lost. But maybe I'll try them out one day. Who knows?
I would recommend it. The Tales of series is really good.
Mm-hmm. All right, so moving on to the next release date, and that is for Grid Autosport. I was about to say Autosport for whatever reason, which is a new racing game by Codemasters, of course, known for the Grid series. And it's going to be coming out June 27th in Europe and June 24th in the US for PC, 360, PS3. No next-gen versions, which is kind of strange at this point that weren't. I think we spoke about this last week or the week before that these consoles are supposed to be built with, very compatible PC, hardware where they could easily port something over. But it seems like a lot of companies aren't doing it.
Mm-hmm.
I could understand if it was like a niche RPG, like Persona 5 being developed for the PS3, because it's on, it's on one console. It's on that cell processor for the PS3, so it'll be kind of difficult to release it on PS4 or even the Xbox One. But it's kind of strange that they're not releasing this. And
Yeah, the way I look at this, it's like, yeah, we can't do it. We're focusing on PS3, 360, and PC, and then 4 months down the line, be like, oh, hey, here's a remastered version for next gen systems
with all the DLC or something.
Yeah.
And it's kind of a strange release date, June, which typically not a lot of stuff releases in June.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it would have been a perfect timing to release something on next gen, because those months are going to be dry in terms of content. Of course, The Last of Us, the re-release remastered version's coming out, but that's only PS4.
Mm-hmm.
So who knows?
Well, I guess racing fans will be excited. I've never tried the Grid series myself.
Me neither.
Nope. All right, well, let's move back into the realm of JRPGs, shall we? Because we got 3 more release dates revealed this past week. NIS America, who I've talked about countless amounts of times on this show, has revealed the release dates for 3 of its upcoming RPGs, those being Disgaea 4, A Promise Revisited, the Vita version, Danganronpa 2, Goodbye Despair, and Fairy Fencer F for the PlayStation 3.
Fairy Fencer F. I like that name.
So, according to Atlas here. Don't know why, because this is NIS.
That is messed up, IGN. Fire them.
Disgaea is coming first on August 12th. Danganronpa will follow on September 2nd.
Danganronpa.
Yes, Frank Miller. And then Fairy Fencer will hit stores on September 23rd. Once again, Lord X, give us money then, and then. So all 3 will be priced at $40 USD. So, yay!
Are they all going to be physical releases? Do you know?
I'm pretty sure they will be released. Yeah, they will be physical. NIS does put out physical releases of all their games.
Okay.
And, well, if they don't come in store, they'll be on their website anyway. Store.nisamerica.com.
Single-handedly funded by Lord X.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. I've heard a lot of good things about the first Danganronpa, which just came out maybe a month or 2 ago. I haven't played it yet. I heard it's pretty damn good. Probably pick it up sometime this year.
I've been wanting to pick it up so badly. I haven't.
It just seems like a big time investment. So that's why I haven't picked it up yet.
Yeah, money-wise for me. I've been kind of hoping for a sale or something, but oh well.
Yeah, those games usually stick around their price since they're more niche games. But
I'll probably do a digital copy, maybe.
Yeah, I've been having that dilemma. Should I go digital with the Vita but then I'm like, I don't have a big enough memory card, and I like having the games on my shelf.
Oh yeah,
But
same.
I've been physical with the Vita pretty much, unless it's something on PS Plus that I get for free. Then I
Yeah,
don't mind.
I've been kind of opposite.
Occasionally, every now and then, I'll get a digital game if it's cheaper.
Yeah. I've actually been kind of the opposite. I only own 3 physical games for the Vita. The rest of my stuff is all digital, mostly due to PlayStation Plus, really. But given that all these JRPGs are coming out now, it's like, yep, physical, physical, physical. Because I
Yeah,
have stuff to buy for the Vita now.
yeah, and for me, the Vita, like the card slot, is kind of annoying. Like it's not as easy as a 3DS.
Yeah.
So you just pop in the cartridge, pop it out. You have to pop the little lid off of it and then push it in. It's just kind of a pain. But at the same time, I like having the games on my shelf. So.
Yeah, same here. And I just realized something too. In one news story, we actually got 3 releases for the Vita, and we really haven't had in this whole show so far, we haven't had a release date for the Wii U.
And we got 3 releases for Vita. That is sad. We should just hit like a random segment right now and just crap on it. Like random crapping of Nintendo. It's just
That would be too easy to do.
it just frustrates me.
All right. Well, we've got 2 more news stories, and they're kind of release date stories, but there isn't an exact release date. We just know that they're coming in 2014. So, what's the first game?
The first one is Theater Rhythm, which I always call Theat Rhythm because that's how it's spelled. But Theater Rhythm Final Fantasy Curtain Call is coming to the West sometime this year, like you said, for the 3DS. I actually own the first game and actually finished the first game. I thought it was pretty good as
amazing.
a music rhythm game. And this is coming from somebody, of course. You guys know I'm a noob to the Final Fantasy series, but I still really enjoy the music, and I really enjoy, like the animation and the cutscenes and how they did everything. And it was a fun game. I played through that. Played through all the songs. I never got any of the DLC, but I enjoyed what I played of it. This is going to have even more songs. It's going to have, new additions from 14, A Realm Reborn, Advent Children, which was that film that they released. Was it in the mid-2000s? I can't remember exactly.
Yeah, it's
and
time.
More stuff. More features. If you're a big Final Fantasy fan, I'm sure you picked up the first game and are looking forward to this one.
I'm excited.
Cool. Yeah, I'll probably pick this up, honestly, because I enjoyed the first one. I don't know how the first one kind of hard to come by. I don't know. I never see it in stores.
Yeah, me neither now.
I'm gonna check Amazon to see if the price went up on it or something.
All right. Well, while you're doing that, I will dive into our last news story, and that's another Tales game. Tales of Hearts R has been confirmed for the PlayStation Vita in the West, so yes.
Another Tales game.
Yep, and this time for the Vita, so portable Tales, woohoo! And there will probably be a collector's edition that I'll buy from this one as well.
Yep, they got you. Yeah, it seems to be around the $30 price point on Amazon for Theater Rhythm, so it isn't rare yet, but I'm sure the price will go up eventually, because I never see it in stores. Even like GameStop, I never see it. Anyway, you were talking about Tales.
Yeah, another Tales game. This is actually pretty cool. A lot of people were, wondering if this would ever happen, because a lot of Vita games the JRPG ones anyway, don't come over here that often.
Man, the Vita's getting a lot of love from Japan.
There, yes.
A lot, because we got all these games, and last week we spoke about the, Sony Japan Studios. Remember we spoke about that? All those games that they were going to bring, the Soul Sacrifice, I guess, expansion, and then the other game that looked like Valkyria Chronicles in a way in terms of the art style. Was it Freedom? Was it
Freedom
Wars?
Wars?
Yeah.
Freedom Wars.
So and then we got the Hatsune Miku game, the sequel, which is gonna get a physical release, which is fucking awesome. I'm gonna be buying that whenever it comes out. And they're getting a lot of games on the Vita. So the Vita, the whole Vita doesn't have a lot of games. Yeah, that's BS. I guess it doesn't have a lot of games that appeal to a wider audience. Maybe that's true, but they got the indie games on there, so.
Yep, the Vita is Sony's actually, well, Sony and what's his name? Can't remember now.
Shuhei?
Shuhei's one of them. Yes.
Adam Boys? Is he the...
Yeah, he probably has as well. I'm trying to think of a developer name actually. Yeah, one of the guys from Guacamelee anyway. Pretty much basically said the Vita, quote unquote, is fucking awesome because the attach rate is pretty high.
Yeah, it's like close to 10 games, right? Something
yeah.
Like that.
It's like every Vita owner buys a ton of games for the system.
I do. I've bought a ton of games that I don't fucking play. Like whenever there's a sale, I'm like, oh, that's on sale. Oh, let's get that.
Yeah.
Let's get what is that? Retro City Rampage. Let's buy that. Oh, let's buy this other thing. So, and then it ends up on PS Plus, and then it makes me mad. But
yeah,
but yeah, the Vita's good.
A ton of options. I mean, well, all these games we're talking about coming out now for the Vita.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we do have Borderlands 2 coming out.
Next
the
month.
Sly Cooper collection.
Next
the God
month.
of War collection.
Next month.
There you go. And as we said, all the indie titles are coming out for it. And then you have the backlog of PlayStation 1 and PSP titles for the system. So,
yep.
Vita owners have a shit ton of games they can buy and play for it.
I know, man. I've been buying a lot for the Vita lately. I don't know. I've been focusing on like my PlayStation side of my collection mostly lately, and the Vita's pretty cool to collect for.
Mm-hmm.
There's like some games. I'm trying to think of what game it was that I was looking for, because it's hard to find too. Like games for the Vita. Like I gotta order mine online, honestly, because you go to GameStop. This is our last copy. It's fucking new, but we take it out the packaging. No, thank you. So I just rather order from Amazon or BestBuy.com, because GameStop is pretty much the only place that has a wide variety of games.
Yep.
Like Walmart doesn't have a wide variety of Vita games.
Yeah.
Best Buy has like a really small section. Target has a really small section. Toys R Us, etc. The list goes on and on. So it's kind of a pain to get games if you just want to go to a store and pick up a game. But otherwise than that, there's a lot of games you can buy online. And you can buy them digitally too, as we were talking about before. Which is just convenient. That's another thing. I was talking about the card thing earlier. But sometimes I'm like, I just don't want to switch cards. I just want to hit the circle and go into another game. But
Yep, but hey, yeah, lots of love for the Vita. And
unlike the Wii U, bam!
One more jab to the gut.
There are games for the Wii U, but it's just Nintendo.
Yeah.
Like,
it is sad when, a system, well, the Vita, like, people do crap on it a lot, but it's sad when that system's, like, outperforming you in terms of games.
Yeah, it's... Oh, Nintendo.
But, yeah. Well,
Nintendo makes sense.
Alright, well...
Why didn't they just make
Pokemon
Skylanders? It was make this stupid Rumble game that was DLC, and then you had to go to GameStop and get the stupid-looking figures. Oh.
I'm definitely going to call this episode Izzy Loves Nintendo. But, that's
gonna... It's just, they're so annoying. It's like every time Iwata comes on, like a Nintendo Direct, I'm like, stop. Stop. I just want the Wyatt family, like, and then, like, out of nowhere, they're, like, right behind Iwata, and they just take him out. Because, man... Their promos make more sense. Bray Wyatt's promos make more sense than a Nintendo Direct. Ultimate Warrior's promos make more sense than a Nintendo Direct. And nobody knows what the hell Ultimate Warrior was saying. Jeez. Anyway.
Yeah.
moving on
that's
from the
going
news
to do it.
stories.
News story, so it's time to get into our been playing, been watching, and we actually have been reading something section.
Yes.
So let's kick it off with the been playing section. So who should go first this week?
I'll go first with a quick one.
All right.
Titanfall. Been playing more of that on Xbox One. Been playing with some buddies of mine on Xbox Live, which it's been a while since I've played, like a multiplayer game like this with a lot of people online. I can't remember the last game that I got, this invested to in terms of multiplayer. Maybe Halo 3.
Mm-hmm.
That was a long time ago. In terms of playing with other people online, because usually I just play by myself,
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, that's Titanfall. It's a quick one right there.
Mm-hmm.
What have you been playing?
Well, a quick one for me has been...
The Wii U, because they got nothing now.
a quick one for me would be Flying Hamster HD. I picked it up for the Vita since it was 50 cents. And
I almost bought it too. I was like, then I was like, I don't think I have enough space on my Vita card.
wow, you are lacking for space if you can't download
Yeah,
Flying Hamster.
probably like 30 megabytes or something.
Yeah, it was about that.
Okay.
Actually, I can check right now. I don't know. The game's fairly simple, and it's basically just an HD version of the little mini that was put out a while back.
Mm-hmm.
Size 96 megabytes.
I might be able to hit that. I don't know. It's not on sale anymore though, right? It's like...
Yeah. The game's hard as fuck though.
Yeah, I'll stay away from that. I don't want to get frustrated.
Alright, what's another one from you?
So another one for me is Batman Arkham Origins. I've been playing a little more of that. I got up to... What the hell am I up to now? I think I'm past the part where you had to infiltrate Gotham City PD, the police department, which I think was the part that I was at when I had played it on 360.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I'm pretty much at the same point that I was in. So now everything that I'm gonna be playing moving forward is gonna be new to me.
Oh.
It's not just retreading the old steps that I made. But I'm still enjoying it. I'm looking forward to the new one. It's a good game. I'm enjoying it now more than I did when I first played it.
Mm-hmm.
But I actually wanted to beat it this weekend, but then I got sidetracked with another game, which we'll talk about later. Because the DLC comes out today. Is it the Cold Heart? Yeah, the Mr. Freeze DLC,
Mm-hmm.
which I actually want to play, but I got to finish this first.
Mm-hmm. Alright, well, the one for me was I've been playing more Minecraft on the PS3. Yes, trying to get that fucking trophy once again, and I did it!
What do you had to do? Was it like really hard to get all the trophies?
Well, for the one that I was trying for, I needed to get a saddle to ride a pig and cause the pig to get fall damage. So getting the saddle was the hardest fucking part. The other stuff was fairly simple after that.
Mm-hmm.
I got that one, and I got the trophy for taming 5 wolves. I have 3 trophies left for that game, and they're probably going to be 3 pains in the butt to get, because 2 of them are just kind of tedious. Getting to the end, which requires like a whole bunch of ender eyes, which requires trying to find an enderman, killing said enderman, and then hoping
you gotta fight the Ender Dragon.
And yeah, the other one is fighting the Ender Dragon.
Okay.
And outside of that, I have one other trophy, which is to snipe a skeleton from 50 meters away, or more than 50 meters away. That is not easy. It is not easy at all.
How do you snipe it? With a bow and arrow?
Yep.
Okay.
But trying to aim that far away is quite difficult.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think it's a I think a block, it's a meter per block or meter per couple blocks, but I can't remember. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's rather difficult. So those are going to be tedious to get, but I'm going to try it because I want that platinum trophy.
I'll probably pick this up when it finally comes out on Vita and PS4. It seems like forever,
Hmm.
but I'll probably, you know, pick this up, give it a shot. Maybe get my little brother to want a Vita once that comes out. Be like, look, they have Minecraft and The Walking Dead. He's gonna be like, what? But yeah, I'll probably check it out because it was, I spoke about it before. I enjoy what I play. It kind of wasn't for me, but I'll probably give it a shot.
Yep. Hey, we can do it together to get the
Oh yeah,
trophies.
we could do the co-op and stuff.
Hmm.
I didn't even think of that. Yeah, that works.
All right. So
Anyway,
back to you.
moving on to the second to last game I've been playing, and that is Final Fantasy X HD.
Yay!
I played maybe an hour and a half more.
Hmm.
I actually was playing before watching Monday Night Raw last night. I was just waiting, and it was like 2 hours before on. I was like, what am I gonna do now? And I'm like, oh, let's play some Final Fantasy. So
Hmm.
I'm still enjoying it. Still kind of confused with the upgrade system a little bit, but I might pick up the strategy guide for that game just so I could have something, tangible that I could read, not just going on like game facts or anything like that.
Yeah.
But plus I like the artwork in the game, so it'll be nice something to just have. But I'm still enjoying it. It is dated, but there's still like this charm to it. Like the voice acting's a little dated,
Hmm.
especially since it was the first game in the Final Fantasy series that used voice acting, right?
Yep.
Was it?
It was.
Um, and then like the animations are kind of dated. It kind of reminds me of what it is, an early PS2 game or a Dreamcast game.
Hmm.
It's kind of reminding me of Shenmue here and there in terms of voice acting. It isn't as cheesy as Shenmue because Shenmue is really ridiculous in some of the voice acting, but it's still cool and I enjoy the CG cutscenes. Um, where am I right now? Right after Yuna, she casts like those. What the hell is it called? The thing she does. I'm such a noob when it comes to this. But
And
basically, when what were you saying?
and
Aeon was it? Where basically she takes the spirits of the people who were killed by sin, and she
oh,
like sends them to
yes,
their
sending.
yeah, sending exactly. It's so fucking easy sending. Yeah, that's where I'm at right now. The first time she does the sending, and you see that wonderful cutscene when she's like walking on water like Jesus, and then she twirls her her what's it called I just don't want to say stick, but like you know what I mean.
Staff.
Uh, yeah, it's the simple words today that are really going over my head. But her staff, and I'm a little bit after that. Like once you encounter like one of sin's, like not like a little sin. What's the other word? Basically, like a remnant of sin when you're going up the staircase. And I think I'm almost at the part. I don't know exactly where you get to play blitzball,
You're getting
but
close now.
because I know that I was like talking smack to another team or something
Hmm.
that they were talking about like, oh, they're gonna beat me at blitzball or whatever. But
Well, once you leave Kilika, you go to the next place, Luca.
mhm,
You do play the Blitzball tournament.
yeah, but yeah, I'm enjoying it. And being newbie to the franchise and to RPGs in general, the difficulty isn't too bad for me. I haven't died like completely. I've lost some party members here and there during a battle, but I'm learning and I'm adjusting and I'm switching out members and learning their different abilities. Like Waka, he's great for the like flying enemies because you could throw that blitz ball at him,
Hmm.
and then like Yuna healing the other party members, and then Luna, is it Luna right or
Lulu.
Lulu? Why did I say Luna? Lulu. It is a L. I was kind of close, but Lulu using like her dark magic and it kind of reminds me of Pokemon because you have like fire, thunder, and two other ones, and it's like elemental. So like if you're fighting a plant or like a remnant of sin that looks like a plant,
Hmm.
if you use fire, it's more effective on it. It's like Pokemon. That's what it
Yep.
reminded me of. So and it's going pretty good. I'm digging it. I'm gonna be playing this over the course of this year. I'm not gonna just sit down and marathon it because I know it's a very long game. But playing it here and there, it's a good relaxing game
Hmm.
for me. Even with the battles, like here and there where you're moving through the world, it's really linear. I don't know if it opens up
It does open up,
at
yes.
some point, but where I'm at right now, it's really linear,
Hmm.
which I don't mind because it holds your hand at the beginning.
Hmm.
But I'm digging it. There's a nice, charm to it. I still, every time I boot the game up, I'll sit through the damn intro and just listen to the music because I just love the theme for the game. It's so beautiful how they compose that theme.
Hmm.
But I'm really enjoying it. So what else have you been playing?
Oh,
Final Fantasy X. Yeah.
yeah, I've also been playing Final Fantasy X HD. Not doing much, just grinding a little bit, basically. So everything what you said.
Yeah. Did you pick the harder grid difficulty? Because remember we talking about that
Yeah,
last week?
I did go with the expert grid,
Okay. Yeah.
which
Okay.
kind of finding a little bit easier, to be honest with you.
Oh yeah.
Just because it's more open. I'm already, I've played the game before through the standard grid, so
Yeah.
I figured,
So you know what you're doing pretty
yeah,
much.
exactly. So I decided to go with that one, which the grid, like I think I said last week's, open up so you can take characters in basically any path that you want to.
Hmm.
Like I've got Yuna with the 4 basic magic spells that Lulu has, so I've actually been
Cool.
using Luna. Now you got me saying Luna. I've been using Yuna to like fight enemies.
Hmm.
So yeah, I'm enjoying playing through the game again, and I'm thinking about going for the platinum. I'm not sure yet. Yeah, I probably won't be, but I'm probably going to be going for the platinum on the other game that I have to talk about, which I'll dive right into because I don't have much to talk about Final Fantasy, and that's South Park: The Stick of Truth. I
Oh.
finally bought it.
Oh, you did.
Yeah, I was just browsing around online yesterday, noticed that FutureShop had it on sale for $49.99, the Grand Wizard Edition. So
Oh shit, that's fucking awesome.
yeah.
That's really cool.
So I got that cheaper
A
than
little.
the normal game itself.
You got the Cartman
I
figure.
do indeed, yes.
Shit, I want one.
So I've been playing that, and basically that's all I was doing last night and this morning when I got up.
Hmm.
Oh my god, I am loving the ever-loving crap out of that game. I really haven't done much yet. I just
Just
met,
been exploring.
yeah, basically I just met the aliens. That's how far into the
Hmm.
game that I'm at. Simply because I've just like gone around town hitting everything possible
Yeah.
and exploring and just taking little joys in all the little tiny things like finding the stick of 1,000 or the sword of 1,000 troops hidden in
Mm.
Randy's nightstand. I saw that and just laughed for a good 5 minutes. Like, oh
There's a
my god,
lot of
that's there.
little. There's a lot of like little, like
Not,
random,
yeah.
references to the show. I haven't finished it yet. I was like a few hours into it and I put it down because I don't know. I got this like gaming OCD that like, well, it's not really OCD because that would mean I would finish the game and just stick to it. It's more like ADD,
Mm,
like just jumping from one thing to the next. And I don't, maybe somebody has ADD out there. I don't want to offend them, but they know what I mean.
mm,
You jump from one game to the next, but
yeah.
yeah, I've just been focusing on the games that I've been talking about because if I don't, I'm going to jump to some other game. But there was this one like random moment where I was going to different houses because I couldn't remember exactly where like your home was.
Hmm.
And I opened one of the doors and there's this like naked girl
Yeah,
Did that
I
happen
saw
to
that.
you?
Yep.
Like you open a door and she says, ah, she screams and she's fully frontal nude. I was
Yep.
dying. It was so funny. It was so random.
And you
But
open the other door and there's this guy masturbating in front of the TV.
oh, I didn't see that one. My buddy told me about that though. But yeah, I gotta get back to it. But let me see that Grand Wizard Edition, Amazon. Because like I had mentioned before, I had bought like the digital version,
Mhm.
like whenever it came out. Because oh shit, it's all sold out and shit. Damn
Yeah,
it.
I got lucky when I got the Future Shop. That was the last one they had there.
Mm-hmm.
And I had money from Easter, so I said,
No,
what's
that's
the fuck?
good.
Yeah, so I didn't have to spend my own money for it, gift money, so that was a bonus.
Grand Wizard, yeah, it's kind of expensive. Damn it.
But
Oh
yeah,
well,
I have been enjoying
it's
the ever loving
it's pretty damn funny. It's actually really funny. It's not just pretty damn funny. It's really funny.
Yeah, yeah, it's so enjoyable, and the combat's fun. I'm loving it.
Yeah,
And
it was very simple, but I enjoyed it. Like, the parrying, like you're just not sitting there between turns.
mhm,
It's good for like beginners like me, so
yeah,
it worked for me.
and
So,
like I'm playing right now, I'm doing my first playthrough. I'm just enjoying the game. I haven't even looked at the trophy list,
hmm
but just enjoying the game. And once that's done, other playthroughs, I will be gunning for the trophies.
yeah.
And I'm also playing as a Jew right now because that's fun. Using jujitsu.
I was about to play as a Jew. I'll probably play as a Jew. I might just restart the game since I wasn't that far into it as a Jew. I think I started as is it a warrior? Like the
Okay. Yeah. Did you do the side quest to find Jesus?
No, I didn't even get that far.
Oh, yeah. You actually get a trophy for finding him as a Jew.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. That is so messed up. But
Yeah.
anyway,
Yeah. So, what's the last game you've been playing?
moving on. The last game I've been playing and I've been putting the most time into is Assassin's Creed 4 on the PS4.
Hmm.
I had put it down probably, I talked about it last week or the week before. I think it was last week. And I had put it down for a few days. I picked it back up yesterday. Was it yesterday? I don't even know what's going on. Yeah, it was yesterday. Uh, and man, oh, this game is so good. I've kind of gone crazy in terms of like if I'm in some certain section of the map, I have to just collect everything. So OCD does work in this scenario. I have to first I have to go and I have to synchronize all the viewpoints. Then I have to start getting all the collectibles. And I have to start hunting all the different animals. I have to upgrade all my equipment that I can from getting the different, pieces from the animals. What is it? It's not called harvesting. What's the other word? It's like Far Cry, basically, but better because it has the Assassin's Creed elements to it. So I was just going around doing the side missions, um, then just going on boats and destroying other people's boats and stealing their stuff or like taking over their crew, just fixing my ship if I get damaged. Man, the map is humongous in this game, and it's stupid that I started collecting everything because then I was just in one island. I was in um, Nassau, the island of Nassau in the Bahamas, and then I zoomed out and I saw the map and I was like, oh no, I should have not started collecting anything because there's stuff everywhere. There's islands everywhere,
Hmm.
like both big islands that, you do missions at or small little islands like that you find random stuff in. It is humongous. 'Cause you start off the game, I forgot what island, but then from there you go to Havana. Then from Havana you go to Nassau, which I think I'm right now maybe sequence 3 or 4. I'm still very early in the game because I believe it has 13 sequences in total. But I've just been doing so much of the side stuff that it's been taking up a lot of time. But it's still really fun. And once you get all the, synchronize all the different viewpoints, you know where everything's at. So you just got to go after it. And you know where everything's at on the map. So you just got to go look for it.
Mm-hmm.
The only things that don't stay stationary within the map are the sea shanties, which are the songs that they sing when you're on your ship. That's what your crew sings. And the more you get, the more variety of music you have. So you don't have to listen to the same themes over and over.
Mm-hmm.
And those, when you get to them, which was funny the first time it happened because I didn't notice, I get to it and I'm about to grab the sea shanty and then it just starts moving. So you have to chase it. So it's like this piece of paper that's floating in the air and you have to chase it. So the first time I failed because I was like, where the hell is it going? Like,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize you had to chase it. But then after that, I got the hang of it. I got the sea shanties, collected all the other ones on Nassau. So I got 5 new songs that my crew sings.
Nice.
And it just works really well, like the ship sailing. And that's what I was talking about earlier. I don't know how the hell Ubisoft is going to top this with the new Assassin's Creed game because they're going back to Paris. Well, not back to Paris. They've never been there, but they've been, of course, the first game. It took place in Jerusalem. Where else? I'm just blanking now. I know it was essentially like the Middle East area of the world.
Mm-hmm.
And the second game and Brotherhood and Revelations took place, in Italy, different parts of Italy, like Rome and Venice. Then the third one took place in, colonial America.
Mm-hmm.
And now this one takes place in the Caribbean. It's pretty much the Pirates of the Caribbean game that Disney never gave us. Like it's pretty much that, which is awesome in my opinion because I really enjoy those movies. And the sailing, because I never got to the sailing in 3 because I never got that far. I got maybe 3 hours in and I was still hate them. I didn't even get to being the smaller child Connor and then the older Connor because I just thought the game opened up extremely slow. But this one's the opposite of that. And then the missions are still fun. You do a lot of the same stuff, of course, assassinations, but then just being on the ships and then going into the water and then all these dynamic weather changes. Like I took a screenshot and I put it on Twitter of the rain. I just stood there and I just watched it pour rain because it looks so cool. Because this game on PS4, they added some touches here and there. So when it comes to like the grass and all like the shrubs and the trees, like they feel more lifelike than they do in the last gen version, which they're more like stagnant and they don't really move. They don't look that real. But on the PS4 with the extra power, they were able to do this. It's sort of like what they did with the Tomb Raider Definitive Edition, where the trees could move and stuff. So I was just sitting there watching it pour rain and lightning and the rain just trickling on the floor and moving the trees back and forth. It just looked really cool. And the game isn't like infamous, like level of graphics, but it still looks really nice for what it is. I'm getting too excited here wanting to go play the game again. But it's just really fun, and I'm happy Ubisoft brought the Assassin's Creed series back, in my opinion, to where it deserves to be.
Mm-hmm.
But with that being said, they're going to milk it dry, and they're going to release one every year. And I think my buddy sent me a text the other day that it said, like, they sold, like, across all the games, close to 80 million
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Worldwide, which is crazy for a series that doesn't, when you look at it, it has the 6 mainline games, and then it has like the, the side games for DS and PSP and Vita. But that's still a lot of games.
Yep.
And they're going to milk it dry. I don't know, but honestly, I don't know how they're going to top it. Maybe this 4-player co-op is going to work.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just so good. I definitely recommend it, even if you don't like the Assassin's Creed series, just for the pirate stuff.
Yeah.
I would definitely recommend it. If you're a fan of Pirates of the Caribbean or Caribbean, however you pronounce it, or pirates in general, or pirate history, pirate mythology, pirate whatever, pirate music, pirate DVD and torrents.
If you're a fan of the Pirate Bay,
Yeah.
well, you can probably get
Exactly.
Assassin's Creed 4 that way.
But it's really good. I'm really digging it, and I haven't been sticking to the story too much. I've been doing the side missions, but I'm probably moving to the story more so I don't overdo it in terms of, collecting stuff. But it just works, and feels really good on the PS4 DualShock 4 controller. Just the environments look really cool. There's a lot of times I just stop and just look at the scenery, and it's just really cool. And especially being somebody who grew up, partially on an island in Puerto Rico and having that whole, environment of the Caribbean, and it's very reminiscent of like my childhood, which was kind of a thing with Far Cry 3. And it basically took everything that was good about Far Cry 3, put it into an Assassin's Creed game, and just made it really fucking cool. So I definitely recommend it.
Sweet.
100%.
All right, well, that does it for our bin playing, so let's dive into the bin watching. And I'll briefly go over the 3 I have here because I really don't have much to say about any of them. Caught up with the latest Game of Thrones episode. Fucking awesome. Go watch it.
Yeah, I need to watch that.
And I watched a couple of movies on Netflix the other day, those being Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. Actually pleasantly surprised by that movie.
The first one?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, the first one's really good. The second one I was kind of disappointed with.
And I also watched Taken 2, which is basically Liam Neeson Goes Around Punching People, Part 2.
I didn't watch that one. I saw the first one.
Yeah, it's alright.
I enjoyed the first one. Isn't Taken 3 in production, or did that come out
Yeah,
yet?
I believe
don't
so.
know.
It's in production.
Okay.
But I thought it was alright. They kind of connected the story pretty good for it. So it wasn't like a, money-making sequel, but made sense.
Okay.
So I enjoyed that. And that's basically what I've been watching. What about you?
Me, the usual WWE, Monday Night Raw, SmackDown here and there. WWE Network, they did a couple features on The Ultimate Warrior. They did a few documentaries on it. Sorry about that. I kind of sidetracked for a second. But like I was saying, the Ultimate Warrior, they did it I think it was around an hour documentary on the Ultimate Warrior.
Oh, yeah?
And I think they might have used footage from his, latest DVD/Blu-ray release for some of it. But a lot of the stuff was of actually the WrestleMania weekend and going into the Hall of Fame and WrestleMania. So it was kind of eerie watching it because, this just happened, and you see how happy he is with his family, with everybody in WWE. You see how happy he is with, like, Triple H. He's talking to him and, bringing him into the fold, telling him what's going to happen and all this stuff. It was kind of sad watching it, but it was good, a good tribute to him. And the next thing that I was watching, that I've been watching and still watching, is the Batman animated series Season 2. I had finished Season 1, I think, on last week's episode or the week before. And now I'm maybe halfway through Season 2, and still amazing, still holds up incredibly well. I still love all the voice actors, on the show, Kevin Conroy, Mark Hamill, all the different voice actors that they have too for like Catwoman and Commissioner Gordon. Like, they all do a fantastic job. I really, really wish they would remaster the series and bring it out on Blu-ray, like the whole series, maybe Season 1 set or Season 2, or maybe just a whole package. It's still so good. I really, really like it. I think any age range could watch it, and even for adults, like, they'll get something out of it and really enjoy it. So yeah, that's pretty much it for what I've been playing. I mean, been watching. I was reading the been playing section, so I'm like, been watching. But now we dive into uncharted territory.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, time for our bin reading section. To dust this off a little bit. get rid of the spiders, the cobwebs. But yeah, we've actually got a couple of things to be talking about.
Mhm.
Mainly comic books.
Yeah, that's it for me. Comic books.
Same here, and we both have different tones of comic books to talk
Yeah,
about.
very different. And two different, pretty much the two different icons of
Yep.
comic books.
Well, I wouldn't necessarily say mine are icons, but...
But I mean the companies themselves.
Okay, yes.
Yeah, Marvel and DC.
Alright, well, since, DC alphabetically comes before Marvel, let's go with what you've been reading first, then.
All right, so continuing the Batman trend.
No, no,
Jeez,
no, no,
so much Batman this week between the game, the animated series, and my, what do I call like my resurgence into comics. Of course, thanks to the Fat Man on Batman podcast by Kevin Smith and all the great guests that he's had on it. I've been listening to that for months now, and that just it has like rekindled my love of Batman. So the other day I was like, oh, I want to go to a comic shop, and that's what I did on my day off last week. I went with a buddy of mine. We drove to the comic shop across town. It's a pretty cool comic shop. It's called Acme. What is it? Acme Comics, Acme Superstore. It's pretty big. They got comics. They got a ton of action figures. They got statues. So it's like aisles and aisles of action figures. You got wrestling. You got DC. You got Marvel.
Sweet.
You got Star Wars. You got G.I. Joe. You got Transformers. Everything nerdy pretty much is in there. And they got statues in the back. So I went looking actually for Superman Red Sun, and they didn't have it. So I was like, I'm not going to get this, but what caught my eye was this box that had this mask in it. And I read it, and it said Batman Volume 1, The Court of Owls, with the Court of Owls mask.
Ah, yes, that one.
So I picked it up, and I had heard, some things about the Court of Owls through the Fat Man on Batman podcast, and I was like, I heard this was a pretty good story.
So, just to interrupt you there for a second, would you say it was a hoot?
Yeah, it was more than a hoot, but but yeah, I got home, I opened it, I put the mask on just to mess around, of course. Then I put it back in the box, and I started reading Volume 1. And man, this was really good. And I don't want to give any spoilers, but if you're a Batman fan and you haven't read this at this point, Batman Volume 1, The Court of Owls, this is essentially, I wouldn't say it's a reboot because it's a continuation of the character, but it's in the new 52 line of DC Comics that they started, a few years ago. And the writer's Scott Snyder. The artist is Greg Capullo. And man, it was really good how they took the whole owl premise and, interweaved it into, I don't even want to spoil it because it's so good. It's one of those stories that you read and you're like, that makes so much sense. There's like a moment like every few pages. And it was really good. I really enjoyed it so much that I was like, nope, I got to go buy Volume 2. So a few days later, I didn't go to the comic shop because that's all the way across town. I went to my local Barnes & Nobles, picked up Volume 2, which is Batman Volume 2, The City of Owls, a continuation of the story, and it was pretty damn good. I don't know if it was as good as the first volume because they like finished the story, and then at the end they like added two, like, because these are compilations, of course, of different comics.
Yep.
So they like finished the story, and then they added essentially two comic issues at the end. So it felt kind of weird how they ended the story, and then they continued it. They were related, with the Court of Owls, storyline in a way, but not directly. There was one of a young girl and her brother who were abused and on the street and beat up by people, and Batman helps her. And then the other story was about Mr. Freeze, which some Mr. Freeze stuff like made sense with the storyline of the Court of Owls. I'm going to leave it at there, but what kind of threw me off is that I was trying to figure out which Mr. Freeze voice was I going to use, because when you read comics, I always use a Kevin Conroy voice as Batman or something close to it. Mark Hamill as the Joker. Then I got the Mr. Freeze, and I'm like, should I use Arnold? Like, I tried the Arnold voice, and it sounded weird. And then I tried to remember the animated series voice, which was like really, it was like a really, weird voice. Like, there wasn't any inflection to it. It was like of course, a cold voice because it worked for the character. The Heart of Ice, famous episode from the animated series. Is it Heart of Ice or Heart of Cold? Heart of Ice, I'm pretty sure. So I tried that voice, and it kind of threw me off because sometimes I'll be reading something and then I can't pick a particular voice that I'm going to use. That's probably why I didn't finish off so great. But the actual storyline finished off great, and there was a lot of like holy crap moments, especially as a Batman fan.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to be picking up Volume 3 later on this week, which actually goes into the Joker storyline and the Death of the Family storyline, which I heard is basically Joker tries to kill everybody that's associated with Batman or like, in his close-knit circle. And I heard it was pretty damn good. A buddy of mine read it. I'm definitely going to be picking up Volume 3. And then Volume 4, I don't know if it's out yet, but of course these are, they come out months later after they release all the individual comic releases. But
yeah,
it was, the storyline was really good, and it kind of makes me want them to use this storyline for the new Arkham game, Arkham Knight. There was a couple parts in the storyline. One of the villains says something about a suit and to rival Batman.
Yeah.
And then he actually uses that suit. And it doesn't look exactly like the Arkham Knight suit, but it kind of could work into the storyline of the Arkham Knight game.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if that's what they're going for. It'd be cool just for me, like a aha moment when I play the game. But I definitely recommend it if you're a fan of Batman, or even if you've never gotten into Batman comics before. This is a great starting off point because it's a fresh start from the New 52 line of comics. Of course, they got a bunch of them. This is just Batman, but they have Detective Comics, and then they have Batman and Robin, and they have another Batman. So if you just want to start with Batman, pick up Batman Volume 1, The Court of Owls. And I'm sure by next week I'll have, picked up Volume 3, and I also picked up Batman, The Return of Bruce Wayne, which is a Grant Morrison story that he did a few years ago where Batman travels through different eras of time, which is really crazy. So I actually found the hardcover edition like at our local like bookstore, like a book reseller, and I was surprised to see it because the hardcover is, hard to find. But I'll probably be reading that by next week. So yeah, that's it for me. Been reading. I've been talking a lot. Been reading and been talking forever.
Well, Izzy has been reading about a noble, just character. I've been reading about two murderous psychopaths in the realm of Deadpool versus Carnage, issues 1 and 2, which, to basically sum things up, Carnage is back out on the loose again, and, well, he's been reflecting on what he has been doing, where he's like, I've been focusing on taking over towns and taking over multiverses. I've been thinking too big. It's time to get back to nice, wholesome, random killing. So basically he's just been traveling across the country, killing people randomly, and Deadpool's watching TV one day, and he sees a news story, and he starts flicking through the channels, and as he flicks through the channels, it kind of like tells him to go after Carnage, basically. Or the idea just pops in his head. It's like, TV, are you trying to tell me something? It's like, oh, are you trying to tell me to go after Carnage? Okay, let's go do that. Somehow using his... Basically, he's on the same crazy mental path as Carnage, so he's able to track him down where nobody else can. And the end result is them basically killing each other back and forth. Lots of blood, lots of gore. In the first issue, they basically blow each other's faces off at one point. But it's just been crazy good fun so far. Carnage is back to just being crazy random again, and Deadpool is basically Deadpool. Just to sum things up in the second issue, Combine Harvester. That's all I will say. Deadpool plus Combine Harvester. So you can put things together with that. So yeah, it's a great series. Fans of either character should pick it up because it's not a serious comic in any way. It's good fun. It's don't let little kids read it. That's all I can say that was. But yeah, it's fun. It's just pure murderous fun.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And it works for the character of Deadpool.
Yeah.
'Cause he's just nuts. Anyway.
Exactly. And Carnage is the perfect type of enemy for him. Especially since both of them are pretty near impossible to kill. So yeah, that's pretty much all I've been reading, and well, in the weeks to come, whenever the other issues comes out, because unlike yourself, I'm buying them.
Yeah, as they come out. Yeah.
Yeah, so
I'm the opposite. I just wait till they get, into a compilation. But that might not work if I get far enough, and then I'm like, oh, damn it, I need to see what the hell's going on.
Yeah, I usually can't wait for the volumes. I buy the issues as they come out, which explains why I right now have 4 full boxes of Marvel comics and 1 box of DC comics with a stack of Marvel on the side, which I need to buy a new box for. I have, I think now, over 500 comics in my collection.
Damn.
Yeah.
That is a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might, I don't think I'll be that far, but I already got the itch to get a bunch of,
Yeah, once you get the itch, it's staggering. Believe me, I know too well. I'm only going to buy 1 or 2 series. 3 months later, hey, look, issue 50 of series number 200 that I'm collecting's out. Yay! I have a problem. Anyways, that's going to do it for our been playing, been watching, and been reading section. Feels so weird to say that, but now it's time to dive into our shameless self-promotion. This should be rather quick, as per usual, and I know for sure you've got something to promote this week.
Yeah, so for me, it'll be the same thing I promoted last week, was it?
I think so, yes.
The Wrestling Hangout, episode 2, and episode 1, if you want to go back and check that one out, which is essentially a video podcast talking about wrestling. The first episode was about WrestleMania, Hall of Fame, and the Raw the night after. This week's episode was about Raw last week. We haven't done this week's episode yet. And the passing of the Ultimate Warrior. So definitely check that out. That's youtube.com/IsrealPacheco89, which is the same thing for my Twitter handle. Same thing for Xbox Live and Wii U and all that stuff. So I'm pretty easy to find. Check it out if you're a wrestling fan. I'm doing pretty good in terms of views and feedback and stuff that I've gotten for it. So it's pretty fun, and I'm definitely going to have Lord X on an episode sometime soon.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly when, but because we're just trying to figure out how we do how we do the episodes, because at first we were just going to do it as a monthly thing, as I had mentioned, and then we decided to do weekly thing and just reflect on the current week's Raw and any news that had come out that week. So and that's what we're going to be doing moving forward. And I think the first episode was like an hour and a half or something. The second one was maybe under an hour or a little over an hour, since it was just about Raw and not the whole WrestleMania weekend. So definitely check it out if you're a wrestling fan. I'm sure I'll be back to doing gaming-related videos sometime. I know I said May 1st, and I might be doing gaming and some other stuff. I steal the idea from you and do the comics thing. So,
like I said, go for it.
Yeah, that's pretty much for me in terms of Shameless self-promotion.
Yeah, I haven't got a great deal either this week. Well, as you just mentioned, I did put up a new vlog series that I'm pretty sure I'm going to be doing now, and that's my comic shop pickups, or as I called it in the video, comic shop pickups. Then for the title of the video, I called it comic book pickups. So I haven't really decided yet what I'm going to call it, apparently, but just me showing off what I've bought at the local comic shop per week. Other than that, I've put a new Ride to Hell up. Cloudberry Kingdom went up last week. There wasn't a Let's experience over the weekend as I wanted to do, just didn't get around to doing it or didn't feel like doing it really. So hopefully this coming week I'll have more videos coming up. Yeah, keep an eye on my channel. Something will happen. Maybe once that fucking PlayStation 4 update rolls around, I'll start doing PlayStation 4 stuff.
We were talking about that earlier. That update needs to update needs to come out, man. I guess it was a mix of like PlayStation update, but yeah, like you were saying, for the USB and also for the archiving the streams on Twitch. But still, I'm having issues with like exporting it to YouTube. Even now that I have videos up on my YouTube channel, I'm still having issues exporting my archive stuff. Whatever, I'll figure it out.
Yeah. And of course, guys, if you got questions and comments for us, please leave them down below. We didn't get any last week, so fucking do once again. Sure, somebody's listening out there. But
somebody.
Yeah.
It's a Wada. He's crying in a corner. He's crying in a corner with a sheet mask on his face.
Oh, not many people are.
He's got the whole world.
So many people.
Man, I would so love to see that, man. Like, just them take over take over a Nintendo Direct. This is not even the wrestling podcast, and I'm bringing all the wrestling references in, but it's been a really, really good show this week.
Yeah, yep. So,
I actually read stuff. Now I'll wait for another year until we read that. Now I'll have something read by next week.
All right, so that's going to do it for the show this week. Like I said, questions and comments, leave them down below. Win a free game, yada, yada, yada. Oh, you know the drill to that. But anyways, Israel, take us out.
So as always, appreciate you guys listening to the show. I'm not even going to say leave comments because he just gave up. But yeah, leave comments, leave feedback, leave something. Leave your impressions of the show. Leave any suggestions. For Lord X, is Izzy. I think that should just be now on Izzy. Said Israel Pacheco. You don't have to say the whole thing. So the dawning of a new era, just Izzy. So I'm Izzy. Appreciate you guys listening to the show. Peace.
Goodbye, everybody. Now I'm going to go play Octodad. Woo!
Yeah, I'm going to get that soon.